IGTV, wherever you're watching this video. Welcome back. I don't be doing YouTube videos or lengthy videos that much anymore, just because I'm really into short length content, short length video content. That's kind of, you know, all the rave these days, TikTok, Reels, you know. But anyways, I'm so happy to be here, and I'm glad that you guys are here watching this video. But pause before I get started. If you do not follow me, or if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. If you don't follow me on TikTok, go ahead and do that. Diamond Baby, all platforms. Period. Poop. But yeah, you guys, I'm in the middle of my work day, and I have like an hour break between meetings, and I really can't keep going. I can't really like jump back into my work knowing that I have like another call in an hour, because I have to get into a groove. So I was like, why not record a video, you know, while I'm waiting on my next meeting. So anyways, I decided I was gonna do a video that I did 2 weeks ago, but I didn't like it. But a video about my, what is it now? It's my 3-month Houston update. 3 months, you guys, in Houston. It just became 3 months on, when would that be? It would be 3 months on October 31st, because, yeah, July, August, September, October. Yes, because I moved July 31st. I still be using my hands to count. Don't act like y'all don't do yeah. Anyways, I'm not super like done up today, so don't be trying to come for me. But I'm in my office, so yeah. 3 months in Houston. Let me tell you guys, I love Houston. I really do. I love it here, and I'm starting to really like do everything that I thought I would be able to do, or that, not that I thought I would be able to do everything that I intend on doing. Everything that kind of motivated me to move out here. Like, I'm starting to actually see that happening for me, and that is like, you guys, that is everything. Look at me fixing my hair. That is everything. Like, being able to see a vision that you had while you were like putting up this plan to move across the damn country by yourself, you know, it's great to see like it's actually working out how you wanted it to. So what I mean by that is, like, I just felt like I would come down here and really flourish. Like, I would come down here, I would meet, you know, really good like-minded women. I've done that. I would come down here and meet some really fine men. Definitely done did that, bitch. I would come down here and make more money. Absolutely doing that. Come out here and just romanticize my life and live my best life. Absolutely doing that. You know, just like starting fresh, but also, you know, making sure that you stay connected to the things that you have at home, which is kind of what I'm going to talk about next. So like, when I first moved down here, I was still so connected to Seattle. You know, like, my friends are in Seattle, my family's in Seattle. I was like talking to a dude that was in Seattle. So like, I was still like very much so worried about things in Seattle. You know, just like throughout the day, something about the way this curl is falling. Throughout the day, I would just be like, okay, well, yeah, it's 2 o'clock here, but that must mean that means it's noon in Seattle. So I wonder what my people in Seattle's doing. You know, I wonder what my friends in Seattle doing, or, you know, my shorty in Seattle. I want to know what they doing. Like, I was kind of like, my day was going, you know, my day was going around Seattle people. Like, I was staying up late till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because I want to, you know, honey drip with somebody else in Seattle. Like, it just was too much. And I kind of was going to Seattle quite often. And I kind of, I don't know. When I think about it now, it's like, I feel like I just needed, like, I was still like 1 foot in, 1 foot out when it came to Seattle. You know, like, I think I went there twice in 2 months. And it was just, yeah, I just got to a point where I was just frustrated with family shit and other things that were going on. And I was like, I need to just detach from this. Like, that's the reason why I came out here, was to set a very large boundary with friends and family and whoever else. Like, I am not going to be easily accessible. And I don't even know if that's the right term, but I'm just not going to let the shit that's happening here control my life. So I just like, yeah, I'm not going back home anymore. And I kind of just this switch just happened, and I was like, I need to put myself out there in Houston, because I was kind of lonely. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of lonely, because I'm very introvert. But at the same time, normally I'm in spaces where it's easy for me to meet people, you know. But here, like, I didn't know nobody. Like, there's a couple people that I know that live here, like from high school, but they're not people I would cling to. So I didn't know anybody, and so I was always more than open, or more than ready to, you know, be uncomfortable by having to really put myself out there. But I just couldn't figure out the right time to do so. You know, it's the pandemic. I was like, you know, Delta variant is getting crazy. Like, should I be putting myself out there? Should I be safe? Like, I couldn't figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And then this one day I was just sitting there, and I was just kind of just frustrated, because I was just in my feelings, and I was like, girl, you have to put yourself out there. So I went on like a meetup app, and I joined this like black girl group, and I just went to this event. It was like a tour class. I just hopped in my car and went. It happened to be in an hour. I went and I met some really cool people, and it was just so freaking amazing, because those people are now like my friends. And I keep going to the events, and I'm meeting more and more people. I'm meeting, you know, transplants, I'm meeting natives. Like, all it took was one time to say, girl, you have to put yourself out there, and everything changed from that day. From that day on, I became so happy with my life in Houston. And I think that's the beauty in taking a leap, is that you have to look for that moment. It might take you some time to get there. Like I said, I was kind of back and forth from my hometown to here, but once I had that moment, I went after it, and now I'm living my best life. Living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas, and will not. But so yes, that is the first update. Second update, people always ask me, like, how are you handling the weather? You know, it's super cold in Seattle, super hot in Houston. Honestly, I like it. It is a little too hot sometimes, but like, it is what it is. I think that the benefit of being able to wake up to sunshine most of the time, opposed to waking up to darkness and gloomy, cloudy shit, it trumps, you know, how hot it is. Like, I'd rather wake up to sunshine, and I like being able to be naked. Like, I gave away pretty much all my clothes when I moved here. Pretty much all my clothes, because I just was over it, and I was like, most of the shit is for cold weather, and that ain't how it is in Houston. So I've been like expanding my wardrobe, and it's great to be able to be naked. Like, it's always a chance to wear shorts or a dress or something here. Like, I love it, honey. So I'm not tripping about the weather. The food, I can't say when it comes to the food, you guys, like, Houston food is good. I'm not gonna hold you. However, it's not that fresh. Like, the ingredients not fresh. I'm very spoiled, obviously, again, from Seattle. Everything's very fresh, farm to table. The produce is amazing, you know. And here, you can just tell the quality of the food isn't there. You know, when I first got here, I was kind of, you know, eating oxtails and catfish and chicken every single day. And then I was getting fluffier, because sis is trying to lose all the weight from the pandemic. But I was like, this food ain't even tasting fresh. So I was over the food really quickly. But now I've been trying to make sure, I don't want to say trying to make sure, but I've been trying to, like, go to restaurants where the food is like really quality. So like really fine dining experiences, because I miss that quality of the food. What else can I say about Houston? If you plan on moving here, I live in a really good area. This is kind of in line with weather. I live in a really good area. I live in Midtown. I live in a new skyrise building that was built December 2020. So it's very new, and it was built to sustain, you know, tornadoes and all that shit. So there has been some storms that have been pretty bad. Like, my power was out last week from a very bad windstorm. However, because of the area that I'm in when it comes to tornadoes and storms and all that, like, I've been pretty much okay. And you know, like, my car, all you have to do is make sure your car is not on a lower level when it's flooding and stuff like that. So I live on the 8th floor, so I park my car on the 8th floor, and so it's been fine. So if you are moving here and you're worried about the weather, again, there's probably more to come that I will experience, but so far I've been okay because I'm in this area. So just make sure you do your research like the building, research how it was made, when it was made, research like how floods are in that area. Like, just make sure you do your research. I spent time like building a work backwards plan to make sure that I dotted my I's and crossed my T's. So I suggest that you do the same. What else can I say about Houston? A lot of people say that, I I don't know. For me, I think most of the people here are friendly. I've always had people approach me, ask me how I'm doing. Like, my apartment building is some of the nicest people ever. Everywhere I go, Uber drivers, restaurants, everybody is pretty nice. However, I have been in some spaces where it's kind of like, you can't sit with us type of vibe. But honestly, I don't be giving a fuck because it's me. Like, it's me. I'm gonna take up space wherever I go. So, but if you have a problem with that kind of like energy, I could see people saying like, oh, people in Houston, or maybe even just a woman in Houston, or I don't know. I don't really like to say that, but I've heard other people say like, oh, it's not that friendly. But to me, everybody been friendly. So yeah, being in Houston is great, like, because most time all the concerts stop by Houston. Unfortunately, you know, we just had that terrible tragedy at Astroworld. However, that's, you know, the exception, not the rule. A lot of people stop through Houston, so the concerts and nightlife is great. Like, I'm going to the Tiana Taylor concert tomorrow. It's literally like 3 minutes away from my house. Not even 3 minutes. It's probably 3 blocks away from my apartment. So, you know, I've been doing stuff where I'm out having a great time, but I'm still getting in and being safe. So just make sure you're safe, as you always should, wherever you're at. But I just take a lot of safety precautions being that I'm here by myself. You know, like, I don't really like to be in Ubers after midnight. I don't drink and drive. You know, when I get here, when I get home, I lock the doors ASAP. I have a couple things. I have, you know, like webcams, not webcams, security cameras, you know, the Ring doorbell thing. Like, I just try to do whatever I can to be safe, but also not live in fear. So like I said, just do your research, y'all. All in all, I don't see myself leaving Houston anytime soon. I don't. Because to be honest with you guys, I feel like this is just a place for me. Like, I always felt like this is where I want to be at, and I always had to go to be here because of how it made me feel as a person, how it made me feel like I belonged. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm good. I always felt like I belonged here, and yeah, I don't have any want to go back to where I came from. You know, in the future I might move again, but for now, like, the cost of living and the money that I'm making and weather and the people and the opportunities, the networking opportunities, like, I'm solid. I really enjoy it. I think I might have said this in my last video, like, but for example, this apartment is how many square feet is it? I think it's like 1,400 square feet. And I'm paying about $2 grand. Back home in Seattle, it was 650 square feet, and I was paying $2 grand. So, like, even that right there is like another reason why I wouldn't go back, at least not to that area. And I feel like anywhere else that I would live would probably be like somewhere on the West Coast or like somewhere on the East Coast, where it would still just be really expensive. I'm not getting bang for my buck. So why not stay here where I like it? Yeah, do I have any other updates? A lot of you guys are asking me for updates about my love life, and I kind of want to start like vlogging about my dating life a little bit more, like about each actual interaction. But I haven't gone on too many dates, but there's a couple people that have been showing me a good time that I might like. But you guys are asking about something different, you guys, because you guys know I went on, well, people on Instagram, I went on a vacation with a guy that I thought we were a thing. Everybody in my family thought we were a thing. Like, I thought we were a thing. I thought it was going to last. I really did. Because a lot of time, you guys, when I be dating men, deep down, like in the back of my mind, I know for a fact that I know that this person's not meant for me, I'm not meant for them, or like it's not gonna really work out, or that I deserve better. Like, I be knowing, but sometimes, you know, you just take what you can get and just enjoy it while you can, honey. But I had kind of been like over like the whole casual dating thing, and this situation kind of just fell into my lap like literally right before I left. But you know, it seemed very genuine. Like I said, everybody around me was like, girl, this is your person, like, da da da, and I kind of was feeling the same way. But long story less long, we went on a vacation to Mexico. We did have a great time. I'm not going to discredit that. We've had a lot of great times. I will not discredit that. However, sis was love bombed. Love bomb, honey. Love bombing, I don't, if you guys don't know what it means, it's basically like when somebody, like, things are going really fast. A man comes into your life, things are going really fast, and they're like, you know, doing a lot of things for you. They're buying you things, taking you on dates, they're showing you good time, they're introducing you to people in their life, they're telling you how much, you know, they see a future with you. Yeah, and then it just, boom, it just stops. And it didn't just like stop cold turkey with us. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't as bad as some, well, I think this one was as bad as some other love bombing situations because of the amount of things we were doing together, and that he was doing for me. But I guess I'll just fast forward and say, the actions just changed, and we just weren't on the same page. You know, like I said, love bombing is when somebody kind of just gives you everything, and you might kind of be like, this is happening kind of fast, but it feels so good in the moment, you kind of just try to trust it. And like I said, I really was thinking like this was different, so I kind of like, you know, I kind of loosened up my boundaries about what I wanted, even though in the beginning I was very stern about what it was that I wanted and what it was that I did not want. I was so stern on boundaries because that's something I've been working on for the last 2 years, is boundaries. So I was very, very stern about boundaries, about what I wanted and what I did not want to deal with. And I can't say he just wouldn't let me just cut the shit off when I should have just cut the shit off. But I was thinking, you know, okay, he understands where I'm at in my life and he respects it, so I'm going to, you know, just trust that I'm safe with loosening up on my boundaries because this is going in a certain direction. And no, it didn't happen that way. And so I spent some days like really angry with myself. And I mean, like, normally I'm very sensitive, you guys. I'm very sensitive, but I'm not weak. I'm very sensitive, and so a lot of the time, you know, I'll be sad, like sad, crying, upset, whatever. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't care about feeling my feelings. But with this situation, I was mad as fuck. Like, you guys, I spent like 3 days just in just agony, like just so upset because I should not have loosened up my boundaries. I should not have ever done that. No, that is not a thing. But I did, and so I was upset with myself. And I just remember sitting around there, and I was kind of just in this weird headspace where, like, I was so upset. Things were still happening around me, but it was like I wasn't really there. And I just kept saying to myself, this motherfucker is psychotic. You know how Bernie says that Waiting to Exhale, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies. But yeah, I just kept saying to myself, this motherfucker is psychotic, because what the fuck? Because he just came at me in a way that was like, I know he's not for real. And like I said, I've dealt with worse, but I just was surprised that it came from this person. But yeah, I was angry, and you know, you guys know I'm very transparent about therapy and healing and all that. So I'm very, these days, I'm very, just in tune with myself, my emotions, other people, all that shit. And so I talked to my therapist about it, and I was like, you know, I'm not even sure if it's not, well, I didn't say that. I was like, you know, it's not even about him. It's like, I'm mad at myself because I know better. I worked so hard. So the fact that this shit happened, and because of me, that's how I felt in the moment. I was just really upset. And my therapist was like, remember what I've been told you. Remember something that you always tell yourself, that you are allowed to make mistakes. And then she kind of was like, you know, forgive yourself. Like, you're still doing a great job because you handled this better than you have in the past. So it's okay. And I think that really just sat with me because you are allowed to make mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. If you're healing and you make a mistake, like, it's okay. Like, just do better the next time. And I think that's something that I've been experiencing a lot lately. It's just being okay with just saying, I messed up and I'm going to do better next time. Just with everything, even though things haven't been that bad, but just like when it comes to feelings and life and relationships and friendships. And so one thing that I did was, like, I think I need to take a step back for everything for a little bit, because, you know, that situation was unexpected and it was fucking with me. And then, you know, I was starting my new job, and I should have talked about this. I will after, you know, I finish this little spiel. I started a new job virtually, which was a challenge that I knew starting a new job was going to be something, but I didn't really consider the virtual aspect of it. And again, I'll get into that later. And then, you know, I had just moved. And I'm still dealing with grief from losing my dad last year. So I just was overwhelmed with everything and I needed to take a step back. So I took a step back for a week and I kind of just really sat with myself and enjoyed my own company, and I did things for myself. I prioritized myself. I kind of blocked out all the noise and I just was very present with self. And that time that I spent, I want to say it was like a week, 2 weeks, I just realized that my feelings just wasn't what I thought they were about a lot of things, especially even about that situation. Like I cared a lot about that person, still do. Great person, you know, definitely needs to work on emotional intelligence like most men do, but great person, beautiful person, regardless. Like my friends be like, girl, he be having you fucked up or he had you fucked up, and you still say so many great things, because I really do appreciate the experiences that we had. I appreciate him. But yeah, boom, I just realized that it wasn't as deep as I thought. I just was kind of in the moment, and I took a step back and I realized, like, okay, this ain't even really what I thought. It ain't even hitting like that, you know, for real. And I think that what you really need to do is, damn, my phone keep going off. I think that the biggest lesson that I learned is one that I've been learning for quite some time, but it really showed up this time, is that you have to be okay with walking away. And that's kind of what, like, I had to tell him, was like, you know, I understand that you want this to continue on, and, you know, you want me to be present. However, my needs and my expectations are not being met anymore, and I'm okay with saying, like, do what you want to do. Yes, I would like for this to be this, but it's not that. It's not going in the direction that I thought it was, and I do want to hold you accountable for essentially, you know, like I said, love bombing me. However, I'm also okay with walking away from something where I'm not getting my needs met. Like, I feel like you have to be okay with saying, I will not impede or impose on what it is that you want to do and where you're at in your life. However, that does not work for me. My needs are not being met. So here's the boundary that I'm setting, and I'm okay with walking away. And I think that when people start to do that more often, they'll see how fucking good it feels. And that's with everything, not even just like relationships. Like, that is with other things as well. You have to be okay with walking away, and you will start to find that that is a fucking divine responsibility, is to walk away from things that do not meet your needs. Like, life is too fucking short. And so that was the biggest lesson. And another lesson I learned is, like, distance. Do not be afraid of it. You know, you get attached to people, and distance isn't always something that people are fond of, but you have to be okay with distance. You have to, like, appreciate it, because distance will show you how much value somebody adds to your life or not. And I put distance with a lot of things and people, like friendships, family, you know, platonic relationships, romantic relationships. I put distance there to see how much it really meant to me, and I realized how much it wasn't, how much some things matter and how much some things didn't matter, how much some people matter, how much some people did not matter. So yeah, and when I say do not matter, I just mean, like, do they deserve to hold certain space in my life? Do they deserve to have access to me in a certain way? So yeah, boom. The love bombing situation, it is what it is, but sisters out here in these streets, one thing is that there's always going to be something, you know, for you going off. But yeah, there's always going to be something else for you. Like, that's not the end all be all. And another thing that I realized is, like, it kind of just showed me, like, it's getting better. Like, there is going to be, I'm getting closer to what it is that I want, you know, in a man. Like, I'm getting the signs. Like, I'm getting shown more and more how a man will treat you, you know, like, a man will treat you how you want to be treated. Like, I'm being shown more and more that a man will treat you how you want to be treated. So it's just like, even though this did not work out for me, that's fine. You know, like, we had a good time. It didn't work out. You're not the man for me. Maybe I'm not the girl for you, which is cool. However, I am able to see, like, there is something better to come, and I'm making space for that. So that was another great lesson that I learned. I don't really want to talk about that too much, but you guys have kind of been asking me, and yeah, I just want to tell you guys. Right now I'm dating a couple men in Houston, but it's really just, like, very casual for now, but I do want a husband at some point, but I don't know if that's in the foreseeable future right now. Anyways, fast forward, I started a new job. So when I moved down here, my job was, my job let me transfer and be a virtual employee. Like I had got that approved. I had no intention on actually getting a new job. I didn't at all. But the week before I left Seattle, literally I had an interview, and yeah, I got an amazing job offer. And so I started a new job at another tech company doing the same thing that I was doing before. Technical sourcing recruiter, program manager-ish type of thing. So yeah, I'm at a new company, another tech company, one of the FANG companies. And yes, this is getting that bag. It has been hard though, because I can be kind of anxious sometimes. Well, a lot of time I'm very anxious. And I've been having to really like put myself out there again by like setting up these video chats to meet people and build relationships with people. Because, you know, even though I've been working virtually for over a year, at my previous job, I had known all those people and had connections with them. We hadn't seen each other in person. So going virtual was just, you know, another layer to our relationships. But now, like, meeting people and building relationships only virtually, it's not as easy as I thought. And it can be kind of intimidating, but I've been really just like, girl, you got to do it. You got to put yourself out there. So I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I got a really huge increase in pay. My salary was increased by 45%. I'm fully virtual because there's no office out here in Houston. But so far it's been so good. I have a lot of benefits, and I'll be talking about my job a little bit more on TikTok. So make sure you follow me on TikTok, Diney Baby. I've been doing a lot of mini vlogs, but I want to talk more about being Black in tech, just because I really like that niche, and I want people to see that you don't have to be technical to be Black in tech. But anyways, you guys, this video ended up being a little bit lengthier than I imagined. I just wanted to give you guys an update as far as what to expect from me. I think I'm going to commit to Vlogmas. I'm not sure, but I do want to do more videos because why not? And I bought this expensive ass camera, so why not? So yeah, I haven't really been posting too much on Instagram because I'm kind of just over it. I post more mini vlogs on TikTok. I'm going to try to do Vlogmas for YouTube. But at the same time, I'm not really like holding myself to specific content deadlines, just because I'm trying to live in the moment and figure shit out for myself. But creating content is always going to be on my heart, and being vulnerable and like expressing myself and hoping that I provide, you know, a safe space to other people will always be something that's on my heart. So yes, I will not stop creating content. I'm kind of just going with the flow. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions about Houston, about Seattle, or any topics that you want me to talk about, please go ahead and put them in, drop them in the comments. I'll respond to all comments. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.